Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Lyn Likes. I'm Miss Lyn, and I'm here at the Graves Library to talk to you about books that I like, specifically picture books. And I like so many of them. This was a bit of a hard task to think about which books I would share with you this morning as I begin this monthly talk to all of you. And again, kudos to Mary Lou Bukovalis, the director here at Graves Library, and also to Miss Terry, who's our children's librarian. They put their heads together and came up with this idea. So thank you to both of them. And again, I look forward to having this chat with all of you. So in preparation for this talk, I decided to choose an author that I have read on occasion, but I wanted to get to know a little bit better. And that's what happens to me. I tend to stay a little bit in a rut for authors and illustrators that I like. And I thought, I'm going to branch out because I like this author and illustrator. And I like him because his books are sweet and funny. And they bring a smile to my face whenever I open up a page or read a couple of these stories, which I have done in the past to young children. So I'm going to start with the first one. We have 7 of them here at Graves Library, and his name is David Ezra Stein. And in this book titled Interrupting Chicken, he won a Caldecott Medal Award for this book. And I will just open up and show you what some of these illustrations look like. They are captivating and full of life and color. And I like that in a story. And I know that children do too. They become mesmerized by the bright colors and the different actions of the characters. And children really enjoy those speech bubbles when they see them in a story. So to get us started, I thought it would be fun to read the back flap of Mr. Stein's book, Interrupting Chicken. And he says that he will never forget the experience of sitting in a beloved lap and having a whole world open up to him, a world brought to life by the pictures and the grown-up's voice. And that's why he wrote what he has written, and especially for children. And I thought that made so much sense to me, and I really liked it. I often will read the back flap of a book as I want to get to know an illustrator a little bit better and an author a little bit better. So this one got me started on my journey of liking David Stein. Another book of David's is called Leaves. And Leaves won the Ezra Jack Keats Award for new writer. So he wrote this a number of years ago, a good 10 years ago. But it is just so warm and fuzzy, and I love fall, so I tend to find books that are about fall and pumpkins and apples. And this book in particular features a bear, and I love bears. We have a lot of books with bears. And just look at those illustrations. Mr. Stein's text reads, "And he sat beneath a tree and watched them go all around. But he grew sleepy, and so he found a hole and filled it with leaves and went to sleep just as the wind began to blow." It's something else that I like about stories. With the simple text, this is one complete sentence that traveled across 4 pages. And for children, and even myself, I just like being able to turn that page, look at the illustrations, turn it again, and have one complete sentence give me so much information about what this bear is about to do. And there's that joy of waking up in the springtime. I think we all can relate to that. Oh, let's see. The next book that I picked out was something of his is goofy, and I can tend to be goofy. I like goofy in a storybook, and again, it's so sweet. I'm sorry. It's called Pouch, about a mama kangaroo and her baby, and it's a story that brings us back and forth to what it means to be independent and yet being a little bit scared of that independence. And I think that my life has been similar to that throughout the years. And I am a very independent person. I like that in storybooks when I see the main character being independent and determined. And at the same time can feel a little bit anxious of if something's really going to work out for me or for the character. And in this page, "Mama," said Joey, "I want to hop." So he climbed out of the pouch and took 2 hops into the tall grass and starts to meet some friends. "Who are you?" He sees a bee. And then he yells, "Pouch! Time to go back to Mom." Very charming. And I thought I'd share one more illustration. I enjoy illustrators who bring us up close and personal to the characters in the story. Look at that little face. Just charming. In another book of David Stein's, this one is called "I'm My Own Dog." And this dog knows his mind. He is not going to have anybody tell him what to do or how to do it. I'll just give you a peek inside. And I think his illustrations are again, they make me smile. "Sometimes I throw a stick. Then I go get it. It's fun." He has very simple text, and yet just a few words can convey so much meaning. All right, let's see. Oh, and this, another story of his is called "Hush, Little Bunny." Hush, Little Bunny. And it's written to a very popular rhyming poem where it starts off with, "Come, little bunny, don't be shy. It's time to tell the snow goodbye. Hush, little bunny, don't you cry. Papa's going to give you the big blue sky." And there are some illustrations. Again, simple text conveys a whole lot of meaning, gorgeous illustrations, and it moves from page to page. And I stay engaged. I'm sure that the children do too when this is read to them. And let's see. One thing that this author has done is he has used his home life for inspiration, and I like that too about authors and illustrators. David Stein lives in New York City. He has a couple of children, and I believe he has this story right here was inspired by their family pet rabbit. And he tells a little bit about that. And kids will identify with that, as do I. Again, something that I enjoy. All right. And let's see. This is probably one of my favorite books that he has written. It's called "Old Mama Squirrel." Look at that face. And her babies are looking up at her with such love and attention. And I'm going to show you the back cover. His illustrations are engaging. They pull me right in, and I want to know more. And I especially love, what is this? "Chuk, chuk, chuk. Get away from my babies. Stay away from my tree." Whew. That's a really brave Mama Squirrel who's going to protect her children no matter what. I think I have to read you just a couple of pages. Thank you for coming along with me on this story. So here we go. Old Mama Squirrel. Old Mama Squirrel had raised many babies. "Mark my word," she'd said, "there's no shortage of creatures that would love to snack on a baby squirrel. But it won't happen on my watch." Look at this face. Whenever danger approached, Mama Squirrel went into action. "Chuk, chuk, chuk, chuk," she'd say. "Get away from my babies. Chuk, 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 chuk." No one could scold like old Mama Squirrel. The cat or owl that ran afoul of her would slink off looking for some easier meal. That's something else I like about this author, is that he uses some great vocabulary. Words like afoul and slink and scold, all wonderful words for children to hear. One day while the babies were taking a nap, a nosy dog came sniffing around. Mama Squirrel clattered in the branches, chuck, 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 chuck. She clattered in the low branches, chuck, 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 chuck. She scrabbled right side up and upside down while she scolded that dog, chuck, 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 chuck. She's giving everything to protect those children of hers. This squirrel is crazy, said the dog. They must put crazy powder in the nuts around here. Help! And that's another thing that I like about this particular author, is that the text will change and show us a great need to read it a little bit differently than we had been. With that word help emphasized, we've got to read it like it's printed. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. Mama Squirrel did not limit herself to known predators. She scolded kites, chuck, 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 and airplanes, chuck, chuck, chuck. She even scolded the man who came to prune the tree, chuck, 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 chuck. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. Look how proud she is. I am the best mother ever. One afternoon, while the babies were having a scamper on a high branch, a great growling grizzly bear came to town and climbed into Mama Squirrel's tree. Uh-oh. Mama Squirrel sprang into action. Chuck, 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 chuck. Get out of my tree. Chuck, 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 chuck. Get away from my babies. Look at that bear. Does he look scared? No, I don't think so. He's trying to figure out who this crazy squirrel is. She clattered in the high bushes and chattered in the low branches, and she scolded that bear, and she pelted him with last year's nuts. Plunk! That must have hurt. The bear was shocked, but then he laughed. Wah-ha-ha! Why should I listen to one puny squirrel like you? I'll eat your whole family tree. A twitch of fear went through old Mama Squirrel's whiskers. Look at her. Wow. Ooh, he has a look on his face. But then she clenched her jaw. Oh, not on my watch, Buster, said old Mama Squirrel, and she scooped up her babies and went to raise the alarm. Look at how he has drawn her flying through the air. Come on, everybody, hang on. Chuck, 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 chuck. By the fire escape. Chuck, 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 chuck. Under the tracks. Chuck, chuck, chuck. In the tops of the trees. Chuck, 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 chuck. And all over the park. She is raising the alarm. The grizzly was just sticking his nose into Grandpappy Squirrel's nest hole when old Mama Squirrel got back. Chuck, 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 said old Mama Squirrel. Chuck, 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 said 20 other Mama Squirrels. Chuck, 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 said 100 more Mama Squirrels. And they scolded him high and scolded him low and threw all their nuts at him until he ran away and never came back. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. The people of the town were grateful to old Mama Squirrel. They even put up a plaque on the spot where she scolded the grizzly. If you're ever in town, you should go see it. If you can get anywhere near it. Chuck, 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 chuck. The end. And here is a picture, let's see, of the author and illustrator. And he must have had the most wonderful time illustrating and writing this story. It just carries me right along, and I absolutely loved how he incorporates rigorous vocabulary, makes me think, and it makes me want to know more. And I love his characters and how they have such big personalities. And I don't think I mentioned, but here on the back cover, the babies are all named Twiggy, Nutley, and Chip. Fantastic. All right, everyone. I want to say thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure to have you here to listen to what I like in a storybook. And I will be back next month with another author and illustrator to share my thoughts on why I like them. I look forward to seeing you. We have all of David Stein's books, most of them, not all, most of them here at the library. And you are welcome to come in and let me know what you think about them. I would love to have a further conversation. It's just so fun to talk about books. All right. Have a good day today. Take care, and I'll see you next time.